Hey guys, it's Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is my new What If. Thank you for voting on which Soul Calibur character you want. What if Asta had Ivy Valentine magic, passion of the soul? And I hope you like this video and hope you subscribe. In a world where the soul of the fight has always risen from each fighter from different places, there are those that hold the key to change their fates. But for Isabella Ivy Valentine, her fate was always a matter of the sword that was called Nightmare. Ivy's father was a renowned fighter, called Cervantes de Leon, and when Cervantes grabbed the sword that was called Nightmare, it became eating his sanity, making him the first host of it. But Nightmare never really considered Cervantes his true choice. But when it was done, Nightmare has chosen another person, Siegfried. But the fate has still held the Queen of the Thorns herself. Ivy Valentine was a servant, but she rebelled against Nightmare, and now she faced Nightmare and tries to end which was him until all of the way until she dies. But despite the cost of facing Nightmare, her age has not changed. She slowly becomes more and more beautiful every time that she has never aged one bit when it was cast a curse on her. Her sword was called Valentine, a living whip sword that she can use to increase her range or even get up close and personal. She never wavers and never stand down until she has finally vanquished Nightmare. But times will change. Her age will never change, but an unlikely outcome has always caught to her fate. Ivy was facing off against the scientist sage, the leader of humanity as well, and cast a specific curse that could bypass Valentine. One that ain't lethal, one that ain't dangerous, but a specific curse on Valentine. And Valentine felt that curse when Ivy felt that curse, and as well, then mockingly says, "Oh, I found the specific way to bypass that wretched weapon of yours, Ivy, or how's your name? Isabella Ivy Valentine." Then Ivy looks at Aswell. "What did you do? Huh? Know your place!" She whips her sword at him. Aswell dodges. "Oh, my dear Ivy, it's nothing too dangerous, but it's a simple curse that would affect one child of yours." And Ivy was confused on what he's saying. "Enough of your shtick. Tell me or I'll make the punishment even harder." And she whips and got his arm and pulls him to her and having her leg up and slamming it down on his head. And Azel says, "My, you really have such taste on your attacks, Miss Isabella." And then Ivy says, "Tell me what the curse was." And then Aswell says, "Well, the curse would affect you just as well as your son, but specifically your son. Your son will have the magic, but it will have your birth to him on a specific time. And Ivy says, enough of your talk. Tell me how to remove it. And then she pulls Aswell up, ready to finish him off. He doesn't tell her. And Aswell then says, oh, my dear Ivy, it's your first time giving birth, hasn't it? Laughing at Ivy. And Ivy says, pulling him tight and saying, oh, Ivy, you should have known that this curse of mine does not be dispelled that quickly, and it's permanent. Basically, your child will given to another place, another timeline that could have him such a magicless person. But there is a counter to it. And Ivy says, what's the catch, maid? And then Aswell then says this. Oh, it's nothing too special. Then he creates magic and stabs Ivy. And Aswell says, both souls need to die to be transferred to a new timeline. Oh, damn you. But this ain't over. Using her magic. And then Aswell says, what? No! Well, Aswell, you're going to hell. She gives a smirk and says, Aswell then says, no, not like this. Using his magic. But Aswell was about to stop her, but Ivy says, no, you're finished. Both Ivy and Aswell took the same attack, and Ivy and Aswell perish. But Ivy's soul and her child were sent to a different timeline, one with everyone having magic, but with two souls coming. There was something changing. After Ivy relived her same age growth, the same effect of Ivy's age has gone to the point that her immortality will become once more back to normal. But when Ivy felt that, she given birth to her child when she was about 22, unexpectedly giving birth with no man, but she gave birth because of the curse. Ivy Valentine was a noble woman in the same timeline, but different. She was in the Spade Kingdom, trying to defend off everything that what Spade Kingdom was giving to them. Then she puts Asta somewhere safe after going to fight the Great War against the Spade Kingdom, putting Asta to the Church of Clover Kingdom. And then something unusual happens. When Valentine was fighting the Great War against the Spade Kingdom, she felt the presence of Nightmare. Well, now it's the time to finish this Nightmare. She goes to face off all by herself. But when she left Asta, there was another boy that was with Asta as well, next to the Church of Clover Kingdom. Father Orion then looks at the two baby boys. One was Yuno, and the other, purplish to whitish hair, was Asta. And then Father Orion then was looking at their personality fun. When Yuno was quiet, while Asta was spunky, they say. When Orion tries to play with Asta, Asta then gives Orion a kick. That's some character, Asta. And Asta has a laugh at what happened, and then Orion says, welcome to the church. And he brings the two childs in, and when he brung Asta in, Father Orion then noticed that there was something around Asta, something under his little bed crib, and he noticed that it was a small sword, and Orion says, huh? When did that in there? He then looks at it, and it says Valentine, and Orion was confused on what the name, but it's probably just the sword's name. But Orion then thinks, I guess I'll put it back. It's probably for protection because of his lost adopted Asta. And Asta felt a connection to that sword that was in his crib, and the sword was emanating a protective desire to keep Asta safe from any harm. And then we get back to Ivy. Ivy Valentine then looks back at the church and says, take care, Asta. And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you like this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time, plus Ultra.